It's something you and I use thousands of times a day. Seriously. We use it to share our ideas, to tell stories, to make a point, and just to connect. It's one of the most powerful tools we have, but we almost never stop to think about how it actually works. What's the hidden blueprint that turns a bunch of words into a clear, complete thought? Well, let's find out. It seems so simple, right? A sentence is just a sentence. But what's the fundamental structure that makes it work? How do random words click together to form a complete idea? That's the question we're going to dig into right now. And the answer is surprisingly simple and, honestly, pretty cool. The easiest way to think about a sentence is like a simple recipe, or maybe a little two-part machine. It might look complicated from the outside, but it's really just built from a couple of essential core ingredients that have to work together perfectly. So before we start taking it apart, let's just remember its job. The whole purpose of a sentence is to take an idea that's in your head and deliver it, whole and complete, into someone else's. That's its mission, to express a complete thought. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is the beautiful part. All the complex, messy, brilliant ideas we have get organized by this super simple structure. A structure that's built with just two fundamental ingredients. So let's break them down. And here they are, the subject and the predicate. That's it. Think of them as two halves of a whole. The subject is the who or the what we're talking about. And the predicate? Well, that's the so what. It tells us what the subject is actually doing or what it is. You absolutely need both to make a complete thought. All right, let's take this machine apart and look at the first piece of the puzzle, the subject. This is the foundation. It's the main character of our little story. We're going to use a super simple sentence as our guide here. Just 3 little words, but trust me, it has everything we need to see the blueprint in action. So take a look. Who or what is the star of the show here? What's the thing that this entire sentence is really about? You got it. It's about the sun. That makes the sun our subject. It's the who or what that the entire idea is built around. Simple as that. And check this out. A subject isn't just a person. It can be a place like the city, or a thing like our example, the sun, or even a big idea like freedom. If it's the thing doing or being something in the sentence, well, that's your subject. It's the anchor. Okay, so we've got our main character, the subject, but a subject just sitting there on its own isn't a complete thought, is it? It needs an action, a description, it needs a purpose. And that brings us to our second core ingredient, the predicate. Okay, let's go back to our trusty example sentence. We've already figured out our subject is the sun. Now we just need to figure out what the rest of the sentence is actually doing. This one's pretty straightforward, right? We have our what, the sun. So what's the action? What's the sentence telling us about the sun? And there it is. That word, rises, is the predicate. It tells us what the subject does. It's got the verb, the action, and it totally completes the thought that the subject started. See, the sun by itself is just a topic, but the sun rises, now that's a complete idea. So that's the magic combo. The predicate is the part that does all the work. It provides the verb and really brings the subject to life. Every complete sentence you've ever said or written has had these two parts working in perfect harmony, a subject and a predicate, saying something about it. So we've kind of dissected the sentence. We know it has a subject and a predicate. But let's be honest, why does this really matter? Why should you care about this stuff in the real world? I absolutely love this quote because it gets right to the point. This isn't just about passing a grammar test or sounding smart. Understanding how a sentence is built is about learning how to use a powerful tool for thinking and for communicating. It is 100% practical. When you can control your sentences, you control your message. Just think about it. With this simple blueprint, you can make your communication crystal clear. No more confusing emails. You can build a really strong logical argument where each sentence is like a solid brick in your foundation. You can take a huge, complicated idea and boil it down into a simple, powerful statement that everyone gets. And really, it all comes down to connecting more effectively with other people, making sure your ideas land exactly the way you want them to. Seriously. Think about that for a second. Every idea that has ever changed the world was first put into words, in sentences. Now you understand the fundamental blueprint, that simple combo of subject and predicate. The only question left is, what ideas are you going to build? What are you going to create with this amazing tool?